sophomore from Frisco, Texas, Jackie Busey. Number 15, a sophomore from Frisco, Texas, Alexandra Kopp. Number 18, a sophomore from Mansfield, Texas, Kayla Cheeseman. Number 19, a sophomore from Mansfield, Texas, Kensley Pounds. Number 23, a freshman from Plano, Texas, Sally Essery. Number 7, a defender from Mansfield, Texas, Alexandria Edwards. Number 9, a senior from Fort Worth, Texas, Mickey Brown. Number 10, a senior from Dallas, Texas, Tatiana Griffiths. Number 11, a junior from Wichita Falls, Katie Catney. Number 12, a senior from Flower Mound, Anna Mullen. Number 13, a freshman from Richardson, Texas, Katie Huff. Number 17, a senior from Fort Worth, Texas, Emily Seville. Number 20, a sophomore from Midland, Morgan Hammond.
Lone Star Conference Soccer coming your way on FoxSportsSouthwest.com. Hi, everybody. Chris Needham broadcasting live from San Angelo, Texas, on campus at Angelo State University. We've got two semifinal games in our 2013 Lone Star Conference Soccer Championships. 2:30, the number 1 seed against the number 4 seed. That's Angelo State against WT, West Texas A&M. But right now, our noon start coming up at just about 12:05, a number 2, number 3 seed matchup. Midwestern State University against Texas A&M Commerce. Both teams coming in on a pretty good roll. Texas A&M Commerce has won 6 of its last 8 matches. Midwestern State has won 5 in a row. 12 of their last 15. These two teams split during the regular season. Each team won on the visitors' pitch. So it's going to be fun. Sort of a windy, blustery day. I don't think it'll be a big factor. The wind out of the south blowing that way across the field. This is an east-west field. Savannah Henderson, great freshman for Texas A&M Commerce, will be a star. Midwestern, very balanced. 11 out of 12 players have scored for them. Let's check out numbers for these two teams right now. We'll look at it on the screen for you as far as the individual numbers and the scoring for both ball clubs. This will be our matchup between Texas A&M Commerce and Midwestern State University. As you can see, a 31-15 advantage for Commerce, 28-14 for Midwestern State. Very, very balanced league. I have had long discussions earlier this morning with both coaches, and all of them think that any of the 4 teams in this tournament could win the tournament. I believe the Lone Star Conference, we will get 2 of these teams of the 4 that are here right now in the NCAA tournament. That'll be announced on Monday. I think they have the selection show. These are the Mustangs in yellow, as you see, Midwestern State, and in the dark tops with the white shorts, the Lions of Texas A&M Commerce. We'll sort of introduce the players to you as we go on the fly. Ashley Phillips, true freshman, number 19, and 14, Jade Bell in your picture right now for Commerce. Bell missed all of last year. 2 years ago, she was the freshman of the year in the Lone Star Conference. As we said, both of these teams come in on sort of a roll on October 6th. Midwestern State got the victory 3-2 over Commerce when these two teams matched up. And then these teams played as well on October 18th at Wichita Falls. And Commerce won that game 1-0. For Texas A&M Commerce, the initial corner kick of the contest. Savannah Henderson. We get a good look at her right now. Number 12 is Brianna Mindy. She's a senior out of Richardson, Texas. The cross for Henderson, 7 goals, 7 assists on the season. But Midwestern wants to clear it out of their zone. In effect, that will not go down as a shot for the Lions. That was Anitra Wright. Anitra battling an ankle injury the last couple of weeks, but she is okay now. Talked for quite a while with Neil Piper, the veteran coach. Both these coaches, veteran coaches. Neil Piper's in his 14th year at Texas A&M Commerce. And Jeff Trimble is in his 16th year. Not feeling like this is one of her better days so far is Katie Catney. Catney down on the pitch, and you can see her as the official will go close to her there. Katie Catney, you saw how she got wrapped up a little bit, and that looks more like a left knee than anything else. The clock does continue to roll. And as she went down, they did call the foul, as you saw. So Katie is going to get the honors. She got her 3rd goal of the season and assisted on the eventual game winner last Friday when Midwestern State got the 3-2 win over Angelo State. That was an excellent cross in the goal mouth. Midwestern not able to take advantage. And for the Mustangs, Katie Huff trying to keep it in play. We've got our for Commerce down the right side. That was Jade Bell, the redshirt sophomore out of Ramsey, England. And by the way, I'm going to make a plea to you, as we do every year when we do this. I think I've done these soccer championships for the last 5, 6, 7 years on our own network and now foxsportssouthwest.com. But every time we broadcast, we always have fun because we know there are so many people here in the middle of the week or, on a Friday on a work day that maybe aren't able to come and watching from work or have to be out of town or whatever. But when we see someone from out of the country as well, knowing that we're on the World Wide Web, we ask you to say hello, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Very early on, we are scoreless, and we do reiterate these two teams split their 2 matches earlier this year. When we started to say our camera angles, we actually have our cameras located on a mechanical lift, so we're high up above the field and this campus, the beautiful campus here at Angelo State in San Angelo, Texas, with their gymnasium. We were there last year for our volleyball championships. Working hard for Midwestern. 11 you saw, Katie Catney. That's Anna Mullen. That'll be a side out on the left sideline as they talk about it offensively for Commerce, the Lions. We'll bring it in. That is Callie Arnett. Right in front of our broadcast position, Savannah Henderson. Henderson will let Brianna Min bring it up, and the crossing shot will go out of bounds on the far left side. The wind is blowing that way. You see the flag there. And it's a pretty strong wind. The wind today will gust anywhere from probably above 20, 25 miles an hour. So the corner kick for the Lions, and this is Savannah Henderson, will come against the wind. Actually, she sets it up, and Brianna Mindy will do the honors with the left-footed kick. Henderson in motion. And that one never really got inbounds as she tried to keep it low against the wind. And as we said, we've got a very good camera angle here because they were able to get us up on a motorized lift, and you can see the entire campus and this entire athletic facility. A majority of it is behind us. The baseball field, soccer field, very, very good athletic complex here in Angelo State, San Angelo, Texas. Midwestern with the opportunity to keep it in their end of the field. Samantha Houston knocking it away defensively. Nice move by Morgan Hannon. Your Commerce goalkeeper is Callie Ballard. She's a freshman out of Richmond, Texas. And in the net at the other end of the field is Callie Essery. Essery is one of the bigger surprises of the year this year in the Lone Star Conference, and for Coach Jeff Trimble. Talked to him before the ball game. Callie Essery in goal for Midwestern State. 3 years she was on the bench behind Mallory Whitworth, who was a great goalkeeper, and just biding her time. And she's come in this year, Callie Essery has, and she matched a school single-season record, notching her 8th shutout of the season in the 2-0 victory over Southwestern Oklahoma State last Saturday afternoon. She's a 5'4" senior out of Carrollton, Texas. Commerce will clear the header by Vicky Beck. And she is out of York, England as well. We talked about Jade Bell out of Ramsey, England. And let me make my pitch right now. As we've said before, we've done this on these broadcasts every year when we do the soccer, because a lot of times there are young ladies from overseas. Soccer is such an international sport, so we always do tell you, if you are on the web and maybe you are in England watching one of these players, and I've had people say, well, we live in Texas, but I had to go work in California, and I was watching you out there last year. I remember when we broadcast, we had people say they were watching out in Phoenix, Arizona, or South Carolina, or whatever. Hey, where are you? You can get on Twitter or the web, or just text the Lone Star Conference. We've got our site here, and we'll have a way of getting that information. We'd love to say hello to you. Let us know if you are watching. Again, a corner kick, the 3rd of the afternoon for Commerce. Midwestern with the opportunity to clear for the Mustangs. That was Mickey Brown. Mickey Brown is number 9, the senior out of Fort Worth, speedster. I remember her from last year. Midwestern, the yellow, the lighter tops. Texas A&M Commerce, the white shorts, the darker tops. And Alexandria Edwards, the sophomore out of Mansfield, Texas. The discretion, the better part of valor there. Let's just knock it out of bounds and set up our defense. Midwestern on the season, giving up just .78 goals per game. That's their defensive statistic. Average 1.56 goals a game as it goes into the Midwestern State offensive side of the pitch, but cleared for Commerce with the left-footed kick by Anitra Wright. Wright 100% now. A couple of weeks ago battling ankle problems. Did talk to Neil Piper, as we said, the veteran coach of Texas A&M Commerce, and they've had better years statistically. Overall, 11-5-1, winning 11 of 16 games, or 11 of 17 games. That's wonderful, but just 5-4-1 on the league. And an off year, Neil, I asked, and he said no. We've had some crazy games. The Midwestern State game, where Texas A&M Commerce hosted this Midwestern State team on October 6th and lost it 3-2. He said we outshot them 23-8 in the first half and still lost that game. Then the game at Midwestern in Wichita Falls, when these two teams played, it was a horrible windy rainstorm, and Coach Piper said we scored in the first half when we had the win, and in the second half they didn't score, and so we won it 1-0. That was really the story of the game. So sometimes those records are deceiving a little bit. Midwestern State University with the offensive attempt now. As she touched the ball there, wanted to talk about Morgan Hannon a little bit, number 20 in yellow. But now we reverse it down to the other end of the field. Talked to Jeff Trimble about Morgan. He called her the glue. He said this is, she's the glue of our team, number 20 in yellow. And I say, why? And he said just her work ethic, how hard she works, and always just as everybody else does, but maybe more than everybody else, just always after the loose balls, an example of how hard she works. Side out for the Lions on the left sideline as they try to keep it in their offensive side of the pitch, and the Mustangs want to go the other way now. Now there you see the crosswind, and as you can see on the picture, with no shadows whatsoever, very overcast, semi-gloomy day today. They said it had reached the 60s and be fairly comfortable, but I doubt it's going to get up into the 60s. If it does, this wind makes it feel quite chilly. It's a pretty strong crossing wind. The field does run east and west. The wind is from behind us straight across the field, so it's a south breeze. Midwestern State closed the season on a 5-match winning streak. They've won 12 of their last 15. They did lose 2 of their first 3. Ashley Cottrell leads their attack with 8 goals, but 11 different players have scored. Commerce now going the other way. Commerce trying to work offensively. And the Mustangs will try to clear. That right there is Morgan Hannon. We were talking about her, the glue, as Coach Trimble calls her. The nice cross right there, but nobody home. Hannon with the cross, and Emily Seville, the senior out of Fort Worth. Would have loved to have gotten ahead on that. But it was not to be. This is our noon battle. Midwestern State University over Texas, or working against Texas A&M Commerce. Here's Savannah Henderson, our freshman of the year in the Lone Star Conference, number 17 in the dark top. Statistics on the season as far as total shots, Savannah Henderson in 17 games took 68 shots. Morgan Hannon, who we were bragging about, number 20 in yellow on the other end, she has taken 48 shots. Look at that differential between the top two shot takers, not makers per se, but takers in the league. For Midwestern, number 7 is Alexandria Edwards. And the Mustangs will clear it. For the Lions, Samantha Houston out of Albuquerque. And are you watching out there? That's what we do. We love anytime we look down and see different areas of the country where people are, we tell you to say hello. You can get on Twitter or Facebook, the Lone Star Conference, and do that if you will. We've had somebody, what they'll do is just say, hey, this is Mrs. So-and-so or so-and-so, and maybe the names don't even match up, but it's one of the players' grandmothers or friends or sisters, and they might be in Albuquerque or Phoenix or North Carolina or wherever, and it's sort of interesting as we get on the World Wide Web to know where you're watching. So if that is the case and you appreciate the fact that we've gotten here on foxsportssouthwest.com and you have a chance to say hello, Twitter us or Facebook us, and they'll get the word to me, and I'd love to say hello to you. So the two top shot takers in the league are on the field right now. Savannah Henderson for Commerce in 17 games took 68 shots, and Morgan Hannon took 48. Kensley Pounds for Midwestern State has taken 40, and also in the top 10, Samantha Houston and Brianna Mindy, number 9 and number 10 for Texas A&M Commerce. As far as total points, Savannah Henderson has 7 goals, 7 assists. Savannah Henderson, who we are talking about, wearing number 17 in the dark top for the Lions. She leads the league in points, 7 goals and 7 assists. That's 21 points. And Sierra Anderson, that's right, she's from Angelo State. That'll be later. Ashley Cottrell from Midwestern has 18 points, 8 goals, and a couple of assists. Jeff Trimble, and this is Morgan Hannon for Midwestern. Go right side for Katie Catney. Catney, number 11, blasts it across the pitch. The wind takes it, and sayonara. Catney had her 3rd goal of the season and assisted on the eventual game winner to lead Midwestern to their 3-2 victory Friday afternoon at Angelo State to claim the co-conference championship. Catney, who just blasted that one out of bounds. The junior from Wichita Falls got a rebound off the shot of Emily Seville and bashed it in the net. They got the 1-0 victory. That was the game at Angelo State. By the way, you may not be aware of this. These teams are co-champions, Angelo State and Midwestern State. Midwestern State is the number 2 seed. They both had 7, 2, and 1 marks this year in the league. So both had 22 points, 7 wins, 2 losses, and a tie. Why are we here? The tiebreaker is goal differential, and the goal differential was just 1 goal. Midwestern defeated Angelo State last week 3-2. But if it had been 3-1, this game would be played right now in Wichita Falls instead of San Angelo. That's how Angelo State was able to get the top seed and the opportunity to host this tournament because they had the tiebreaker advantage in a goal differential for total goals in the season, and it was by 1 goal, and it came down to the final goal scored in their game last week. That was the contest where Midwestern defeated Angelo State 3-2. Midwestern did have another game after that, out of league play. They defeated Southwestern Oklahoma State 2-0. And it's funny, I did talk to Coach Jeff Trimble about that. Let's watch this play first. On the right wing, that's Katie Catney. Catney, nice move. Catney trying to set up Emily Seville, but it goes high and wide. And as you see now, we've advanced 20 minutes into the contest. So we are in the 21st minute of play. And for Commerce on the goal kick is Vicky Back. Midwestern attempting to keep it back in play. And you may wonder, if you're just tuning in, if the wind was affecting it. The wind is a crosswind. It is going directly across the field from where you look, from our broadcast position, straight across the field. That is a south wind. This field runs east and west, and our camera angle is real high. You get a good look at the entire span there on that long shot of this Angelo State University campus. Excellent defensive play for Commerce there by Callie Annette. Side out on the right sideline, Katie Catney. Ashley Cottrell with her 8 goals this year leads both Sierra Anderson of Angelo State and Savannah Henderson of Texas A&M Commerce, who both have 7 goals. Savannah Henderson has 7 goals and 7 assists, as we've told you. For Commerce, that's Katie Hyde, who was taking it out on the left side. Callie Annette tried to keep it in for Commerce, and dumping it back in their offensive end of the field is Laura Heron. Henderson on the far right sideline. And the Mustangs want to clear. They'll have the side out, the Lions will now, going from right to left. Almost exactly, or just past the exact halfway mark of the first half. We are scoreless. These two teams played one another on October 6th in Commerce, and the Lions lost 3-2. Then they played in Wichita Falls at Midwestern State, and the Mustangs lost 1-0. So both teams, when they played this year on their home pitch, got the L instead of the W. So the decision maker, the rubber match, will be on this neutral field. For the Mustangs, Katie Catney. You get a good look at her. Dump it right side corner. Kinsley Pounds wants to center. Pounds. To Catney. Catney does center. And boy, that's a weird situation. Did you see Callie Ballard, the freshman out of Richmond, Texas, got the save, not really of a shot on goal, but the ball popped in the air a little bit, and when she went back to retrieve it, her foot went out of bounds, so that's a corner kick. Pretty good scoring opportunity now. The win behind the back of your corner kicker. So they've got a good opportunity to get this right where they want it, in the goal mouth.
Hey, yeah, not tight, Chris.
That's Henderson, who made a phenomenal defensive play there, and now she'll go on the attack. Henderson tries to loop it over Callie Essery. That really is a good story about Essery. Callie Essery got her 8th shutout of the season in the 2-0 win over Southwestern last week. She had sat for 3 years. I mean, it happens everywhere. I'm trying to think of analogies that I can give to you. You don't know who you got sometimes on the bench. I've spent a lot of time in Oklahoma State. I don't know if he ever really sat on the bench, but remember Thurman Thomas was a great running back, and when he was there as an upperclassman, they had to say, well, this other guy's going to have to wait his turn behind Thurman Thomas. That other guy who waited his turn was Barry Sanders. Same thing. This Callie Essery sat 3 years behind Mallory Whitworth at Midwestern. Mallory was a great goalie, I remember, but Essery, now that she's a senior, she's getting her shot, and she's had a phenomenal year. Her season goal against average was a .66. Danielle Edwards of Angelo State, who we'll see in our 2:30 game. She is the top goal against average, but Callie Essery on the field right now for Midwestern State. A .662 in 18 games, only gave up 12 goals. Edwards of Angelo State in 16 games only gave up 9 goals. Angelo State, we'll see them, as we said, our top seed at 2:30. In 17 matches this year, only gave up 13 goals, and 3 of them in the game last week against this Midwestern team. So that's mind-boggling. We approach now, as you can see, under 18 minutes remaining in your first half from San Angelo, Texas. Angelo State University, our host team here. In yellow, Midwestern. That was Morgan Hannon over to Kensley Pounds. This is Hannon now. And those are the defensive exploits for Commerce of Vicky Back. Vicky, a redshirt freshman out of York, England. Are you watching? Any relatives over there? Get on Facebook or Twitter and say hi. I'd love to say hi right back to you. Yep, she's back in the game again. That's Mickey Brown over there. I remember the last couple of years I've broadcast, I think was at, were we at WT last year? West Texas last year won this tournament. Let me go over a little history for you. Incarnate Word was in our league last year, and last year, yeah, we were in Canyon last year. West Texas won our championship with a 3-2 double overtime win over Incarnate Word. Midwestern State, these Mustangs of Coach Trimble, got a 2-1 victory over Abilene Christian when we were in Abilene. Midwestern State winning the tournament title 2011. 2010 it was Abilene Christian over Midwestern, and we played that one, I remember, down in Wichita Falls, Texas. The Mustangs will try to work it offensively, but Commerce will clear. Callie Ballard will put foot to soccer ball. Right at the 19. Katie Annette out of McKinney, Texas. Trying to clear. Midwestern State has 17 tournament appearances. West Texas has been in this tournament 16 times. Actually, those are statistics from when we began this tournament in '96. Midwestern's been in the tournament every year, the only team to do so. West Texas 16 appearances, Commerce 14. Angelo State, our host team, as we're on campus here in San Angelo. This will be their 11th tournament appearance. Coming back after missing last year. Boy, that wind's getting stronger now. For the Mustangs, the crossing kick. And that was a good one by Kinsley Pounds, the sophomore out of Mansfield, Texas. The wind, a major factor here. As we said, it is not helping either team. It is a brisk crosswind. You can see the flags above that first line of cars on the middle portion of your picture, but the flags are blowing just straight out towards the north. The wind is coming from the south, but it is a chilly, brisk day. In the summertime, you associate the south wind with some heat, but not today. Please turn it on. I couldn't get my room warm last night as we came in here to the hotel getting ready for our broadcast here, and it tomorrow they say maybe a little bit better. Sunday will be our championship game. Tomorrow they say the temperatures might approach and the sun will come back. Sunday maybe a little blustery, similar to today, but maybe a little warmer as well. From the far side, as you see in the dark tops, these are the Lions of Texas A&M Commerce. This is their 5th corner kick against the wind, so it's going to hang up in front of the goal mouth. And that looked like Essery with a pretty good save there. Part of our crowd wondering, and you see some of the Mustangs wondering what that call was all about. They thought that that was off of the Lions, but the Lions are going to get another corner kick opportunity. So for the Lions, this looks like Henderson again will do the honors. And now the wind is directly behind her, and it's going to carry in front of the goal mouth. And for the Mustangs, Essery got a hand on it. Back into the Midwestern offensive side of the pitch, but then the Lions with Anitra Wright, the sophomore out of Fort Worth, getting it back into the Lion offensive end. Hannon. Nice work there. This is the glue that we told you about. I just asked, just sort of pregame homework. I asked Jeff Trimble, who's your key? He didn't hesitate a bit. Morgan Hannon. Morgan Hannon is my glue. She just outworks everybody. It is actually getting colder. You wonder about that. It was noontime when we started, and we have played now 35 minutes of soccer, and I am, when you talk about weather, sometimes you talk about the color blue as you talk about a blue sky. If I had to talk about blue today, it is the color of my fingertips as my fingers are getting numb now. It is a chilly day, and I'd rather be running around out there with the young ladies. But yeah, it's getting a little windier and colder. Again, out of bounds off the Lions and for the Mustangs. Karina Donahue, the junior out of Belton, Texas, went to Tyler Junior College. She'll have the honors now on the corner kick. So corner kick opportunity for the Mustangs. They try to dump it in the goal mouth, and good clearing opportunity for the Lions. Nice tight shot there as you saw Vicky back coming up the field. She tried to center. Essery clears. And are my eyes deceiving me, or just a little moisture? Very, very little, but just sort of a steady, teeny drizzle starts now here in San Angelo, Texas. Out of the bottom of the screen, number 11 in the dark top, you saw Katie Annette coming in. And the header for Anitra Wright. These are the Lions defensively. On this side of the field now, Callie Brasino. Brasino will dump it right side. The nice cross. Excellent cross for Midwestern, and a good save for Callie Ballard. Ballard knocking it away. And just like that, you go the other way. Lions thought maybe they could put on an offensive rush, but Alexandria Edwards, the sophomore out of Mansfield, will knock it into Essery. Essery gets it back out near midfield, and the Lions want to go the other way. Here comes Brasino. But the Lions clear. Brasino in your picture now, number 5 in the lighter top. And the clearing kick for Katie Annette. And that was a great play for Essery. Essery comes out to make sure Savannah Henderson didn't have any opportunity to get a shot on goal. On that far left corner for the Lions, you saw Brianna Minda hit the turf. That was a head-on collision on the interstate. She and Haley Britton tumbled to the ground. Yeah, it's just a very, very, very subtle mist. I wouldn't even call it a sprinkle or a drizzle, but there is moisture in the air here on a very cool, windy. For playing, it's probably wonderful. For sitting in the stands, I see umbrellas to my right as well. It's not that comfortable. Mustangs trying to clear. We go under 7 minutes remaining in your first half, so obviously the way you annotate it in soccer is the minute into the contest. We are playing in our 38th minute. 38th minute of a scoreless first half. That whistle allows the free kick for Vicky Back. Vicky, the redshirt freshman, booted it all the way off the field of play. So we do remind you now, this is our noon contest. Midwestern State University coming in at 13-4-1, 13 victories out of their 18 matches, 7-2-1 in conference play. They are co-Lone Star Conference champions. Against Texas A&M Commerce, 11-5-1 on the season, 5-4-1 in league play. This is a matchup of the number 2 and the number 3 seeds in the tournament. At 2:30, our broadcast will be the matchup of Angelo State, the host team, against West Texas, our defending champs, who really struggled this year, but they've started to play pretty good soccer late in the season. And then the winners of these two contests will play Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock for our championship. For the Lions, the throw-in, Katie Hyde. Knocked out of bounds, last touch by Jackie Busey, the freshman out of McKinney, Texas. Went to McKinney North High School and does it again. We're just slowly inchworming our way down the field. Throw in, knock it out, throw in, knock it out. Do it again. Henderson, the freshman, true freshman, freshman of the year, number 17. Great job. Work in the corner for the Lions. They play a two-person game over there. Brianna Mindy and Essery will clear now, as we're now in the 41st minute of half number one, scoreless. The matches earlier this year, 3-2, a victory for Midwestern, and then later on 1-0, a victory for Texas A&M Commerce. For the Lions, that's Julia Hernandez. First time we've called her number. She little scat back type performer on the midfield spot. Nice move by Brianna Mindy. Brianna, left-footed shot is too tall. And now we do have a little tent type roof, you know, material over our head, and that's the first time I've heard actually on our tent roof a little bit of a pitter patter. So the rain now, maybe now, you remember a little while ago I classified it as a not even a drizzle, just a mist, but now actually it's definitely a rain. I look across the field at the dugout type areas for the ladies, and you can see all the players are in there. So yeah, this is not primo soccer weather. Typical soccer weather. Growing up, I remember this time of the year you're going to get it. I mean, you know, it's you would much rather play in something like this than 75, 80 degrees with no wind, but it is a little chilly. Mustangs try to work offensively on that right wing. That's Callie Brasino, and another good defensive job by Vicky Back. We've talked about Vicky several times. She has done a wonderful job defensively for the Lions. It is a sideline, side out, and the wind, and the rain is getting stronger for the Mustangs. That crossing kick for Jackie Busey. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half as we go to the 44th minute. For the Lions, that was Julia Hernandez on the attack. Mustangs go the other way. Haley Britton. Haley's a freshman out of Burleson, Texas. Dumps it down that left sideline. Well, that was a head-on collision, and that will allow the Mustangs to have a free kick. We go under 40 seconds remaining now as the Mustangs say maybe we've got an opportunity for one more kick. And if the Lions clear here, which it appears they are going to do, probably we won't have another offensive attack. just on the left side of that dugout. You got a picture there of Coach Piper.
7, 6, 5.
And we have the countdown of the end of your first half, and we're going to go to the intermission with neither team scoring. So we end the first half in a scoreless deadlock. As we said, these two teams have, as all teams will in our regular round-robin Lone Star Conference, play home and away each season. Midwestern playing at Commerce got the victory 3-2 on October 6th, and then October 18th when they played at Midwestern, Commerce got the victory 1-0. But so far in this one, nobody has dented the scoreboard. So we'll take a break. On all of our broadcasts, of course, we do tell you that we'll simply do all of the broadcast, and then during the halftime intermission, we'll just rest our vocal cords a little bit and take a break. And we'll be back in about 13, 14 minutes and get set for more soccer activity as we bring you our Lone Star Conference Soccer Championships on FoxSportsSouthwest.com.
Also a reminder, restroom and concession facilities are open and located through the gate behind the grandstand. gonna set up a
Lived
chair?
there for about 6 months.
Tell the weatherman he's fired.
You doing all right?
Sure.
Hey, Christina, you want to switch?
No, I'm good.
You want to go up there?
Yeah.
It's fun. You
Look
can see like
goofy,
right
but
down into the action.
feels good.
You sure?
No,
All of a sudden I said, I gotta go get my hoodie.
I like my protected cubby hole.
This is unusual. You guys don't.
Where's your excitement?
I have to be neutral.
I have to be neutral as well?
I tend to not have an excited voice in general, which is why they usually ask me to do this stuff. Yeah. When it comes to
I
this,
appreciate
Need
that.
somewhere to hang out tomorrow night.
I don't.
Have a little.
I have to. I have to focus to make sure I don't.
No, you're fine.
Don't do it for arguing. I tend to get a little bit more excited than not.
I'll take it.
Okay. By the way, I've decided I want a job as a weatherman because you can be wrong 90% of the time and never be fired for it. I've said he's fired.
Which one?
Any of them. Just name one he's fired.
Well, the one that they told you was supposed to be today?
Yeah.
Well, you should go to the accuracy rating at least when it comes to snow.
Oh my God, they're frozen.
I would predict
They were in your
rain and
car all
snow
day,
every
huh?
day.
Oh no, we're not
Super
Buffalo.
clear.
We're not Buffalo.
No, I would do it so that way when it wasn't, people would be like, oh, yay.
No, Buffalo receives. My mom went to college in Buffalo, and so she said they got like 200 inches of snow almost every year that she was there.
I'm trying to get rid of my Halloween candy.
I don't even like hot chocolate.
I have a kettle in my office. You can make yourself some hot tea. I have tea, honey, oatmeal. The oatmeal I was supposed to eat for breakfast and never got around to turning the kettle on.
You back
Back to your
Yeah.
frozen.
Oh,
Well, up on this one.
oh yeah. You might. You're gonna be cold today.
Really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed that. Well, thanks for warning me. Maybe I should have bring a thicker jacket.
Yeah.
How
At least you have the hat
And he's
on.
in shorts.
No, I actually considered wearing shorts today, and I was like, nah, I should put on some jeans.
I saw 60 and I was like,
how
I don't
close
wear
do you
shorts
live?
today.
I live at the Grove.
Oh, you could easily run home in between games. Yeah, I'm gonna run home in between games to get normal shoes.
Hopefully.
And get a thicker hoodie in between games.
Home for this game.
I'm ready to rock.
The only thing that was on it's cold is my feet.
I can deal with my legs being cold. Once my upper body gets cold, like my head and my neck and everything, then I'll be cold. But now, I got burned up. We
Trying to
hosted.
be professional for the office and then nice shoes.
We hosted a track and field tournament for me, I should say, but like last mid-April. And so I failed to read the wind direction. So it was like 25 out of the north, and I was like, okay, it's that cold. Because it was already like 65, so it knocked it down 15 degrees, and you're just like,
Are you gonna give me a signal?
Please stop.
It's the next room.
Blowing me,
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be.
Thank you very much.
So anyway, thing yeah. Hopefully it's gone.
Hopefully it's great. Still, I'll bring it back anyway.
What I think how you say it would be a bad way.
What are they gonna do? Get mad at you for reading somebody's name?
I don't want what would happen in
We played a team that one girl's name was TikTok on it, and it's like, okay.
my main name is Heck.
What?
Heck.
Heck?
Heck. Imagine where I got it. Or I replaced it. Never.
You're the coolest name in high school.
Yeah, better
I
get
didn't
out
have
of
a
the
first
media.
name. You're in the media. You're in the media.
Oh, I see. Ooh.
ready to go for the second half of our broadcast. Thank you very, very much, no matter where you may be. And we have said that a couple of times on our broadcast earlier, as we are on FoxSportsSouthwest.com. Chris Needham broadcasting live from San Angelo, Texas. This is our first of 2 soccer games we'll bring you on FoxSportsSouthwest.com today. Our 12 o'clock contest, which we're in right now, halftime, just starting the second half, as you see. Midwestern State University out of Wichita Falls against Texas A&M University Commerce. Then our 2:30 contest will be the number 1 seeded host team, the Ram Bells of Angelo State, against the Lady Buffs of West Texas A&M University. The winners will play Sunday at 1 o'clock. And as I started to say, no matter where you may be, if you're somewhere that's sort of interesting, you know, overseas or Albuquerque, as one of our players is from, or East Coast, West Coast, and you're able to watch, we'd like to say hello to you. And I'll be glad if they get me the messages here. Just go on Facebook or Twitter, however the social media works best for you. Get to the Lone Star Conference and say, yeah, I'm so-and-so, and I'm watching in Timbuktu or Passion Prairie, Iowa, or whatever. We'd love to say hi to you. Chris Needham live from Angelo State University. The Angelo State University soccer pitch here in San Angelo, Texas. We're scoreless. We reiterate what we told you several times in the first half. These two teams split their 2 games in our Lone Star Conference round-robin schedule, of course. Each team will play home and away against a respective opponent. And Midwestern playing at Commerce got a 3-2 victory on October 6th. And then 12 days later, when they played at Wichita Falls, Commerce won it 1-0. And these teams, in the first half, I've got numbers for you, but they're not many numbers. There's not much to talk about. It was a scoreless first half. Texas A&M Commerce had 5 shots, just 1 shot on goal. Savannah Henderson was credited with 2 shots. Anitra Wright, Brianna Mindy, and Jade Bell credited with a shot. The only shot on goal was Savannah Henderson. This is Midwestern on the attack now. The cross, the header, and the opportunity was there. And another great opportunity was there for Midwestern's Tatiana Griffiths. You saw Tatiana Griffiths put her hands over her eyes and said, I blew that opportunity. It was there. She did get a shot and a shot on goal officially in the first half. Midwestern only was credited with 3 shots and just 2 shots on goal in the first half. Let's look at that again. Are we going to see it again? Yeah. Here is the initial kick out, and here's Tatiana. Hit the crossbar. Matt Broussard out of Beaumont, Texas. Matt is our executive producer, and he told me he'll get you some good camera looks and nice replays of that one, and that was that's the closest we've had. That's the highlight of the game so far. I'm sorry, but that's the closest we've had to anybody denting the scoreboard. That was the left-footed attempt for Tatiana Griffiths of Midwestern State. She's a senior out of Dallas, did play. I start to say 1AA ball. She originally went to Minot State. Is that Division II? I am not sure if Minot State. But anyway, that's Tatiana played there originally. Tatiana Griffiths out of Dallas went to Hebron High School. So anyway, she had that scoring opportunity, and that is it. That replay you saw a minute ago, that is absolutely the closest we've had to anything. And as I say, I've been the voice of the Lone Star Conference in our soccer championships for 5 or 6 years, and boy, there have been some games where we've had 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14 shots on goal, and this has just been a very, very defensive-oriented contest. So we go back to some of the numbers for you in the first half. Texas A&M Commerce had 5 shots, just 1 shot on goal, committed 2 fouls. then Midwestern only had 3 shots in 45 minutes, 2 shots on goal. Callie Esri did not get credit for any save. The Midwestern State goalkeeper did not get credit for any save in the first half. Callie Ballard of Commerce got credit for 2 saves. Commerce had 6 corner kicks. Midwestern State had 2 corner kicks. There were a couple of fouls called on Commerce, just 1 called on the Mustangs. So that's the extent of your statistics for the first half. It has been a very, very low-scoring, defensive-oriented game. Texas A&M Commerce does lead the Lone Star Conference in opponent scoring average, less than a goal a game, .88. Midwestern is third at .78. Angelo State is second. Midwestern opportunity, we've changed it around now. As you see, you get a good close-up look. Number 22 in the yellow was Ashley Cottrell, who leads the league in scoring with 8 goals. She tumbles to the pitch right now. So, as we said, your best defensive team in the league statistically is Commerce. But everybody very, very close, not far behind in that regard. The foul was called, as we told you, with Cottrell tumbling to the ground, and so they had the free kick. Missing that shot a minute ago was Tatiana Griffith. She dumps it back, as you saw, number 10 to number 7, Alexandria Edwards. And the Mustangs keep it back in their offensive side of the pitch. Morgan Hannon, nice footwork going down the right sideline. And we're on, as we've rotated sides now, I'll be looking more on this side of the field defensively at Allie Burks than I will that we had at the other end. Here's Mickey Brown. Does she have an opportunity? We'll dump it back out on the left-footed kick. The attempt by Emily Seville goes wide left. That was Mickey Brown, the little scat-back performer we've bragged about the last couple of years that we've done these broadcasts. I remember Mickey, very, very quick performer. Dumping it back to Emily Seville, the senior out of Fort Worth, Texas. And Commerce with the goal kick now. And that is Vicky Back. As I said, Back will play on that left defensive side. So my broadcast position will see a little bit more of Allie Burks here defensively for Commerce, as the Mustangs want to go back the other way. Player down on the field that you saw there was Katie Catney. That's twice today. Remember, within the first minute of activity today, right near midfield. We'll get a shot of Katie Catney for you. She's hurting a little bit. Remember, the first minute of play, Katie Catney went down, and I'm looking at her now. She's at the bottom right of your picture. There she is. Thank you, guys. That's a good shot. And she's hurting a little bit. Boy, look at that left foot. That's a little ginger step, I think. She first minute of the contest, she went down in a heap, and then right there near midfield, she went down again. And boy, those things you just like to walk off. And on a sort of a misty, gloomy day, it's even harder to do. Catney is our reigning, well, no, she's not. I started to say our reigning Lone Star Conference Player of the Week. She was just rated as one of our top performers for her goal and assist in their victory, Midwestern over Angelo State last week. That victory got them their conference co-championship. So Catney is right in the center of your picture now, just crossing into the offensive goal area, and this will be a corner kick opportunity for the Lions. They have had 7 corner kick opportunities now. Texas A&M Commerce, this is corner kick opportunity number 7. And like the pitcher on the pitcher's mound, getting things exactly right, Savannah Henderson, the true freshman of the year, will center right in front of the goal mouth, and there's the save. Boy, you get a wonderful shot there, don't you? You get a beautiful shot there of Callie Essery. Essery had 8 shutouts this year. Wonderful, wonderful job. I told you that story in the first half, and all of you Midwestern fans are well aware of that. She sat on the bench as a freshman, sophomore, junior behind Mallory Whitworth. Mallory just a great goalkeeper for Midwestern, and Essery just waited her turn now. Her senior year, she's had a great, great, great year. Oh, that was a nice move. Good steal for Ashley Cottrell. Dump it left side, Katie Catney. Catney, as we said, battling those little ankle injuries, but she looks just fine now, thank you. Midwestern on the attack. We're scoreless. Played over 11 minutes here in the second half, and still, after 45 minutes of scoreless soccer in the first half, nobody has put a dent into that scoreboard. And it behooves me then to remind you that this is tournament play, tournament competition, so we have to have a winner. And if we do go scoreless, we'd have an overtime period the way it normally works, and I'll double check again to make sure, but you have an overtime period, then another, and if nobody scores, then we go into the shootout. We've got to have somebody advance here. 10 minutes to 10 minutes. We were just confirmed on that. Thank you. That's a collision at midfield as the rain picks up just a little bit. You can't see it, I don't think, on the monitor. It's very, very, very slight, just sort of drizzly. But I get to see it a little bit more. Down on the field for just a minute there was Julia Hernandez. The foul was called on Midwestern. This, of course, is Savannah Henderson. Boy, does she have a leg. Wow! That's a shot on goal. That's got to go from about a 48-yard shot on goal for Henderson. 7 goals, 7 assists on the year, 21 points, leading the league in that regard. Mickey Brown, Midwestern, down the right side. She wants to center. Knocked away. Nice defensive play for Commerce. Laura Heron, the sophomore out of Portsmouth, England. But Midwestern, therefore, will get a corner kick in the first half. For Commerce, there were 6 corner kick opportunities. Midwestern had only 2. This is their third. This is an unusual formation here. Now they break to the goal. To the Mustangs, the kick. And probably the best opportunity would have been a left footer for Cottrell. Dumping it back in is Katie Huff. Controlling for the Mustangs, Alexandria Edwards. Cottrell, Mickey Brown down the left side. The cross. Woo! Well, you saw Callie Ballard get a hand on it. Side out, right sideline. Mustangs still working offensively. And should be another corner kick opportunity. Take a wide shot on this, and you can see, Matt, how what they do is they line up. All the other players are lined up off your screen now. They're on the backside, and now we take a wide shot, and look, they all line up. Now they'll break as we ready for the corner kick. There you go. They break into their area, and against the wind, couldn't get it directly in the goal mouth, still in front of the goal mouth. Good opportunities there for the Mustangs, but still, nobody can dent the scoreboard. Well, it has been a little bit more tilted in favor of the Mustangs here in the second half. I was not able to make a statement like that in half number one. Neither team was really dominating. Now, when the dust cleared and we looked at the statistics, Commerce in the first half had 5 shots, and Midwestern only had 3 shots. But here in the second half, it just, I don't know, you get that feeling, and the Mustangs just seem that it's tilting their way just a little bit as far as offensive opportunities, but nobody has been able to cash in yet. For the Mustangs, that was Ashley Cottrell. Cottrell at midfield. Is that Ashley that hit the deck? Yes, it was. Cottrell hit the deck. They did call the foul, and I'm waiting to look at the number. Let's see. They had to have called that foul on Ashley Phillips. Ashley Phillips went to Martin High School in Arlington, Texas. Mustangs, again, will dump it in front. This is what I'm talking about. The Mustangs have had just a few more opportunities and appear that they're controlling tempo in their end of the field a little bit more. That was Cottrell. Now the Lions say, let's us get at least an opportunity here to make a run. Boy, working very, very hard. Katie Catney just barely keeping it in bounds. And again, Catney just keeping it in bounds. And now they're going to give it to the Lions. Ooh. Boy, that hurt me just seeing that. That was right in front of my broadcast position here. As cold as it is to have that ball hit you upside the head. Mustangs again trying to work an offensive opportunity. This will be Callie Ballard, the true freshman out of Travis High School in Richmond, Texas. Ballard drop kicking toward the middle of the field. Cottrell hit the deck again. Midwestern fans are here. Out of the side of my ear, I just heard them complain about no call there, but that wasn't a lot of contact. Emily Seville on the right side will try to center. Katie Catney. Catney ridden out of the play. No whistle by her numerical counterpart. Number 11 did the job defensively. That's Katie Annette. Cottrell. Nice spin move. Cottrell, good job. Cottrell. Dump it off right side. Long right-footed kick by Tatiana Griffiths, the senior out of Dallas. Griffiths, a very, very slender, thin young lady, but boy, she's got a powerful kick. So as we said, really, as we now approach the 21st minute of the second half, the majority of action has been to my left, to your left, as you look on the screen here. Everything has been down on the Midwestern offensive end of the field, but nobody has been able to score. You know, I talked about with Neil Piper about that. You just never know what's going to happen. He said, you know, for instance, they lost, Commerce to West Texas November 1st here, just, you know, last week. 3-1, but he said the first half we outshot them 9-1 and lose the game. You just having all of those opportunities and controlling tempo and controlling where the ball is on the field all game long means nothing if you don't get that thing between the two white posts. And Griffiths again had another opportunity, and you saw her hands go up to her head. Look at her now. Can you see that? She just slapped herself upside the head 2 or 3 times. Midwestern is saying, you know, we've got all of these great opportunities. Do we feel good about the fact that we've got these opportunities, or bad that they're not converting? All of a sudden, I've watched so much soccer in my life. My daughter played for years. It just, you see stuff like this, and then all of a sudden the team that seems like they're being outplayed goes down on a run and scores. This is the first time in about 12 minutes we've been down on this side of the field. Flip, flop, Commerce performers in here. For Commerce, that's Brianna Mindy will check in for Julia Hernandez. So Commerce, this is their first scoring opportunity in a long time. Mickey Brown clears, but Commerce will keep it on their side of midfield for just a brief second. Wow, that was the easiest call. That was easy to see. For Midwestern, that was Kensley Pound. She just took her left arm and unceremoniously pushed Samantha Houston to the ground. There you get a good look at Samantha. That's Samantha Houston. She was just pushed to the ground, so the free kick for Commerce, but Midwestern will quickly go the other way. So that is 22-45. We're in the 68th minute of this one. And nobody has yet scored. In case you're joining us late, we do remind you these are the two teams that, as all the teams in our league do, play one another home and away. They split their home and away games this season. Midwestern won at Commerce, then Commerce won at Midwestern. The Mustangs, Cottrell will cross, fire. That is a shot on goal and sheaved. Oh, that wasn't Cottrell. I'm sorry. That was that's Morgan Hannon. Morgan Hannon sort of kicking herself in the head as she comes up the field, saying, "I had an opportunity to do a better job there." These are all on your phone. Well, I do get a hello. Thank you. Melanie Robotham, our Lone Star Conference media person, has the Twitter and the phone. Sam Guevara is watching. I told you all to say hello. Here is Jade Bell's family. They are watching from Ramsey, England. What is it then? 6? So this is 1. It's got to be 7, 8 o'clock over there in Ramsey, England. Well, the Bells, hello. It's fun for me to say hello from stateside here. So yeah, I was figuring that's why we love doing this on the internet, and we tell you to say hello. So the Bell family did come on. Wendy Strait, is that right? Said not that far away, but they're watching Savannah Henderson in the Dallas area too. But Well, we did get a message. Jade Bell's family here watching from Ramsey, England, and thank you for doing that. And anybody else, if you're watching in obviously anywhere in the Lone Star Conference, we know you're watching all over the league, but if maybe you're out of town or have a family member working or a grandparent or a friend or whatever in a far part of the country, get on internet or Facebook and say hello to us. We'd love to say hello right back at you. Well, you got a good look there at Callie Essery and her right-footed kick. You know, the wind's dying down a little bit, and the rain has stopped. But it was brutal in the final 10, 15 minutes of that first half. It was very uncomfortable here, but I think the rain has stopped and the wind has died down a little bit. Well, somebody has got to say we got to take control of this thing. For the Lions, they have not had a shot in about 15, 20 minutes. They have not even been able to get close to a scoring opportunity. That one was stolen away from Brianna Mindy. I tell you, I don't know if I could label a star of the game yet because, you know, nobody has scored or whatever, but I'd say the most active player on the field for me is Tatiana Griffiths. I think she's really done a wonderful job. Tatiana Griffiths, the senior out of Dallas, has been everywhere. I've just noticed that. Midwestern's flip-flopping players. Katie Catney goes out, and Jackie Busey comes in. And you say, why? Catney is such a great performer, but I told you those two instances very, very early in the game, and then just a little while ago, she sort of tweaked an ankle. Attempting to cross for the Lions was Brianna Mindy, the senior out of Richardson. And the Mustangs will try to work back offensively. The Lions keep it on their offensive end of the field. Anna Mullen knocking that one out of bounds on the offensive right side for Midwestern. That's the Commerce offensive left side, and they'll have the left sideline throw in, will the Lions. Mickey Brown now will try to get to the center of the field. Brown will cross it, left side of the field. Wanted that break opportunity for Jackie Busey, who just checked in, but the Lions clear well. Also on that run was Kensley Pounds for Midwestern. Well, you can't coach speed. Speed was a key right there as Alexandria Edwards outran her defender, got the ball up into their offensive end. The Lions will attempt to clear. Just under 17 minutes remaining in this one. We are scoreless. There would be a 10-minute overtime if we don't settle matters in regulation. Lions will have an opportunity to go from left to right as we broadcast to you here from San Angelo, Texas. We talked about it slowing down a little bit. The wind definitely has dropped a little bit. It was a gusty 18, 20, 25 mile an hour south wind in the first half. Still blowing, but not really obtrusive or bothersome, if you will. It's still very raw. Obviously not a winter day whatsoever, but with the moisture in the air, which, by the way, I talked to everybody here. I know some of the television reporters from the area and some of the people that work here on campus at Angelo State. They say it never rains here. It never rains here. This is and nothing to laugh about. They're in a very bad drought here, but probably they're happy. They at least just have this slight misty drizzle here. We got word just a little while ago that Jade Bell's family watching in Ramsey, England, and I laugh about that. Talking about a little misty rain. I know how moist it is over in England most of the time. But yeah, I live in Oklahoma as well. We went through an entire summer where 3-4 months, you had 27 straight days with temperatures over 100 degrees and no clouds, dry, whatever. It'll drive you up the wall. But this is probably a welcome relief to just get a little cool mist here. But it is probably a little uncomfortable for the ladies. Actually, when you're out there playing, probably this, as I said in the first half, a lot better than playing in the heat and dry, whatever. But for the fans here that have traveled, and there are some pretty good representation of fans from Midwestern and Commerce, they are bundled up. We've got blankets and hoodies and umbrellas and whatsoever. Well, we're attempting to head to the nitty-gritty time now. We're down to less than 14 minutes to play in this one. And nobody has dented the scoreboard. You go through a first half like this, you don't think much of it, but a second half, you're saying, this thing might go on for a while. Nobody can seem to break into the scoring column. Mickey Brown wants to center. Scoring opportunity was there. Nice defensive work for the Lions. Coming out to kick it out of bounds was Laura Heron along with Callie Ballard, the goalkeeper. So here we go. This is the 8th corner kick of the proceedings for Texas A&M Commerce. It'll go, I'm sorry, Texas A&M Commerce. I got them mixed up and flip-flopping performers over there. This will be the 4th corner kick for Midwestern. Emily Seville will do the job. Seville from the right side. Again, we take a wide shot. See, down at the bottom left. Now all the players move toward the goal. Nice kick. It is in front of the goal mouth, but not for long. But I do reiterate, there have been many, many, many more scoring opportunities for the Mustangs than the Lions. Mustangs flip-flop again, and Allie Wade will check in. You get a good look at the boot there for Vicky Back. Back blasts it all the way to the other end of the pitch. And so the Lions may have a scoring opportunity. Neil Piper, the coach of the Lions, his 14th year coaching at Texas A&M Commerce. And on the flip side, Jeff Trimble over there, 16 years at Midwestern. Both these veteran coaches do a great job. Mustangs keep it in play. That was good work on the right sideline for Ashley Cottrell. Now let's go to the left sideline. Up that sideline will be Alexandria Edwards. Alexandria dump it back left side. Allie Wade, who just checked in a minute ago. That's nice offensive work. Jackie Busey can't keep it in play, but she'll have the left sideline throw in. Busey will get it back. And the clearing opportunity for the Lions. That was Jade Bell. Mom and Dad and family are watching over there in England. Bell hit it and tried to keep it inbounds on that right side, but it went out of bounds, and now the Lions again try to clear.
I never really wore long sleeves. I don't think so. I mean, goalies can wear sweatpants. Or some coaches make it so every
For the Mustangs, Cottrell was working hard to keep it on that side of midfield, but the Lions now will have the out-of-bounds throw in on the left side. Right behind the lady that threw it in there, you see the gentleman with his hands on his hips and that patented hat. That's Neil Piper. He always wears that hat. Midwestern, we have told you, got that victory last week over Angelo State to get a co-championship of the league. They're on the attack now. Wanted to give you some numbers if we got a chance. Now we've got a minute here. Midwestern. Got a fourth regular season championship. They won the league regular season in 97, 98, and 2010. Midwestern, by the way, completed this season with a perfect road record. They won all 7 of their road games for the first time in school history. That looked dangerous for just a second as Cottrell was trying to get position in front of the goal mouth. Essery will take the right foot and try to get it up toward midfield. Essery, who we just talked about, she ranks 33rd in all of NCAA Division II with a .857 saved percentage and 34th in all of Division II with a goals against average of .662. You know, what's funny, if you look back at this overall series, not the series in regular season, but in the tournament, the Mustangs of Midwestern State are playing Commerce now for the 6th time in this tournament, and they are just 1-4 in these matchups. So here's a scoring opportunity maybe for the Lions now. Lions center, and Henderson. Not able to keep that in play. I actually saw one of the flags down at the other end just totally limp a second ago, and the wind picks up a little bit more. But as we said, it's a little bit crisper now and a little bit less windy than it was in the latter stages of half number 1. So we're heading for the home stretch, there's no question. Under 7 minutes to play. Meaning, obviously, we are in the 83rd minute. 83rd minute of this contest, and nobody has even, well, I can't say that. I started to say nobody even threatening to score. We had a wonderful scoring opportunity for Tatiana Griffiths early second half, about 10 minutes into the second half for the Mustangs, but that's about it. Lions again working offensively. We've got another one. Oh, wow, that's good. Watching from Maybank, Texas, Savannah. Mom watching. Okay, good. Savannah Henderson's mom said hello. You pointed that out to me, Melanie. I thought you meant Savannah, Georgia or something. You look cold, you know? You are cold. Melanie just came over to let us know we just got a Twitter, Facebook feed from Mrs. Henderson. And I did talk to Neil Piper. He said that she's phenomenal. She was just great this year. And How'd you get her? He said, Maybank, Texas. They're watching. Thank you, Miss Henderson. But Neil told me that just a small little town, and not many people recruited her, but said she was just a wonderful surprise. Savannah Henderson, our Lone Star Conference freshman of the year. We just got another one. They're from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Alex Wascom rooting for Emily Seville for Midwestern, and they're watching in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Well, thank you so much. As we said, we love saying hello to you, and we get people that have said hello now from here in Texas, from over in England, and now Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So that's why every year when I do these broadcasts, I love saying hello to people. And if you think, hey, that'd be interesting if he knew I'm watching here in Goalkeeper or whatever, come say hello to me. You know, I think 2 years ago, where was I? It was out at WT, I remember. So I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. Somebody texted us that they were watching from Guam, because the father of one of our players was on Air Force duty or something like that, so it was interesting. So if you're in some out-of-the-way place or whatever, or even if you're just close by and want to say hello, get on Twitter, Facebook, say hello. I'd like to say hello to you. All right, we got to find some way to see who's going to win this thing. This has been fun, but it's been scoreless. Mickey Brown, Midwestern, right side. Nice defensive play for the Lions. Was that Brenna O'Donnell knocking it away? It'll be another corner kick opportunity, and time becomes a major factor now. You see the Mustangs. They will run that set again. Everybody gets high on the left side. Just down the lower left part of your screen, you see them starting to line up there. Then they'll break for the goal as we get the corner kick. This is the 5th corner kick for Midwestern, and again, they cannot even keep it in play. It goes behind the goal line right from the get-go. So for the Lions, Vicky Back will knock it away. Less than 3 minutes in a scoreless contest. Let me see if that happened. Let's see. Midwestern. I'm Commerce. I'm going to go through the entire schedule for everybody. Zip, 4 zip, zip. Well, WT. Yeah, when Texas A&M Commerce played West Texas in October 29th, the game ended in a scoreless tie. You can do that in the regular season. But here in this tournament, we've got to have somebody advance. So there will be an overtime, then another, then a shootout if necessary. So I'm going through the running play-by-play here to see if they went into, anybody else go into overtime this year? That was a scoreless game. That was Commerce and West Texas had a scoreless tie earlier this year, but Midwestern got a 1-0 win. Here's a centering opportunity. Then, let's see, Angelo State was 1-0, 1-0, nobody else. So this is, you know, no soccer is perpetually high scoring, but a scoreless duel for 90 minutes, that is a little out of the ordinary. And they are getting set to count us down in the final 2 minutes if nobody can score. As we get near the edge of a possible scoreless tie, can somebody try to get the ball in the net? The Mustangs have an opportunity here, maybe. Right in front of the goal mouth. The opportunity was there for Karina Donahue. But a good opportunity for Callie Ballard to knock it away. So we go under a minute, and as the ball goes out of bounds, maybe one Midwestern scoring opportunity remains. But that is it. It almost seems inevitable now that we're headed for a little extra soccer activity here. And I'm going to double check again, but the way it has been, I want to make sure that this is correct. We used to have it, I think they go to a 10-minute overtime. Then if nobody scores, another 10-minute overtime, and if nobody scores, then we'd have a shootout. And we're marking it down now. Our clock on your screen is a little slow, about 10 seconds slow, so that's it. That is it, regulation. Now, Melanie's going to double check. So it is a 10-minute sudden goal if somebody scores. So 10-minute, then shootout. That's right, okay. I was just double checking again to make sure that's the way it's always been. So we're going to have a little bit of break here. We will go to a 10-minute overtime, sudden goal, golden goal. If anybody scores, game over. If nobody scores, then we do it again 10 minutes. If nobody scores, then a shootout. I'm going to take about a 5-minute break, then we'll come back and see if somebody can get the ball in the net. We're ready to go. You're getting your money's worth. You are getting your money's worth. Well, let me put it this way. If you wanted to see some goals, you're not getting your money's worth. But as far as extra soccer, you are. Hi, everybody. Chris Needham back live in San Angelo, Texas. We have played a 45-minute first half. We have played a 45-minute second half. And you still see goose eggs up there. Nobody has been able to get the ball between the poles and into the net. So we're going to a sudden death overtime golden goal situation. Yes, indeed. You see at the bottom right, 10 minutes. We'll play 10 minutes more of soccer. Texas A&M Commerce on the right. They are now switching again and going from right to left as we broadcast to you. And then Midwestern will be going from left to right. And it is a 10-minute overtime. We will play 10 minutes. If nobody scores, we're going to play another 10-minute overtime. If nobody scores there, then we'll have a shootout. Our championship last year with West Texas defeating Incarnate Word was settled in a shootout. But in this overtime, this is golden goal. Somebody scores, we go home. That's it. We'll go to the next game in a little bit, but nobody's been able to score yet. Here are your numbers for the first 90 minutes of soccer. Texas A&M Commerce had 8 shots, 3 on goal, committed 5 fouls. They have had 6 corner kicks. And now Midwestern has more shots. As I told you, it seemed to be tilting in their favor a little bit. They've had 10 total shots and 5 on goal. Midwestern with the opportunity now. Mickey Brown, the cross. The opportunity maybe was there for Emily Seville, but not able to catch up to it. Well, I see just a slight shift now. If that's north, then that's west. West is to our left. It looks now like the wind is coming a little bit more out of the west and a little stronger. Scoring opportunity, it appeared right there for Ashley Cottrell. Cottrell had 8 goals on the season, in the regular season, and led all performers in the Lone Star Conference in that statistic. Cottrell with 8, Sierra Anderson and Savannah Henderson with 7 apiece. Jesse Thomas of West Texas had 6 goals. So Midwestern in the yellow with the opportunity again. That was Cottrell touching it for a minute and then trying to catch up with it on that far right side, Morgan Hannon, but that'll be cleared by the Lions. This is Hannon. And now the Lions trying to work offensively. Brianna Mindy tumbles to the ground. Defensive effort there for Midwestern by Haley Britton. And this one's coming my way. That's right where our broadcast position was. You saw her arms outstretched there. That was Katie Catney. Catney took a breather for about the final 17, 18 minutes of the regulation as she has sort of twisted that left ankle a couple of times. Catney again there, the bottom right of your picture with the right sideline throw in for Midwestern. Midwestern in the yellow and Texas A&M Commerce in the dark blue. So neither team has been able to score. Hannon trying to keep it in play. They will call that foul on Morgan Hannon. So Hannon guilty of the foul. You get a good look there at Tatiana Griffiths for a second as she was heading toward the offensive end of the field for Midwestern. Well, that one will hit the corner. It's set up for the corner kick. As a matter of fact, that stayed in play. So Midwestern going from left to right. Commerce right to left as we play in our first overtime. It is a golden goal situation. Is the opportunity there for Midwestern? Boy, she's had 2 or 3 shots. Tatiana Griffiths this year. Fans started to scream as that one went high and hit the top of the net. It appeared for a second as if it had crawled under the bar, but that hit the top of the net. And we are going to get a time stoppage. We're going to get a time stoppage here. 5:17. Let's look at this again. This, yes, just got over the top of the net. And the reason we've got a time stoppage is that is for the Lions. That's Sydney Lothers. She's a sophomore, and that is her right ankle, it appears. And number 24 on the left, just to the right of the official, and the trainer comes out to see her, you see. And so she'll, because they have stopped the clock, she will have to leave the proceedings. And 2 new Commerce players on the pitch are back into activity, are Katie Annette and Allie Burks. Burks, the junior out of Houston. What's it when you got a flat tire like that? It looks like she's favoring the right side a little bit more, the right ankle. And saw her go down here right in front of us. So now we're back to activity. The official is allowed to stop the clock for that activity, but we go under the 5-minute mark in overtime number 1. Mustangs try to keep that in the offensive end. They do. Boy, this is dangerous. Yet, you know, that one was dangerous. I have seen and played enough soccer to realize that that looked sort of nebulous when it started, but a shot like that, that can take a funny bounce and bounce over your head or kick left or whatever. That was a little bit dangerous. Callie Ballard had to do a good job of sort of judging where that was going to bounce a minute ago. We approach now 6 minutes into our first overtime. And if indeed any of that sort of little, just not bad at all, or just sort of drizzly weather, if indeed it was coming from the south or southwest, behind me it is clearing up a little bit, and they say tomorrow is going to be a pretty good day, and then our championship game is 1 o'clock on Sunday, so hopefully we'll have a warmer, nicer day for that. But this really is not bad soccer weather whatsoever. For the Lions, that was Katie Annette. I'm sorry, for the Mustangs working it offensively. That was Katie Catney. Mickey Brown with the header on the left sideline. Ball stays in play for Ashley Cottrell. Knocked out of bounds. And it appears the trigger man on the side out. Left sideline will be Alexandria Edwards. Edwards, the defensive performer, sophomore out of Mansfield, Texas, with the throw-in. Well, they must be having fun. These ladies are enjoying playing soccer because it appears this one might go on for a while. We are now headed for 100 minutes. You know, you play 90 minutes of regulation, first 10-minute overtime. Well, we'd get into the triple digits as far as minutes are concerned. We head for the 99th minute now of this contest. And again, very, very few scoring opportunities. Technically, they say that there have been 3 shots on goal for Commerce. Savannah Henderson with a couple and Ashley Phillips with one. Tatiana Griffiths has 3 shots on goal, and Kensley Pounds 2 shots on goal for Midwestern. They have 5 total. As we said, just neither team really able to generate any, not only as many scoring opportunities, I'm sure, as either of our 2 veteran coaches would like, but just total control. You know, there was maybe that 20-minute span. Here's a nice cross, and the opportunity was there. Henderson with a great cross. And then the opportunity had appeared there for Brianna Mendy. Henderson with a very nice crossing pass there, and Brianna just not able to keep the ball low, and it popped over the goal. And so for Midwestern. Yeah, let's look at that again. This is Henderson. This is a nice cross there, and that's the opportunity. Great work, guys. That was a good camera angle and a nice replay as we were sort of laughing about it during the timeout. We've got some great people here on the cameras and on our production facilities as we have ended the first overtime. We're going to keep our broadcast here. We won't take a break because it's only a 2-minute break. There's only a 2-minute intermission between these overtimes. But our camera people and Matt Broussard and some of our production people, we were laughing, saying, hey, we've got the opportunity to show you some good pictures if there was something to show. We just, there has been very little, had a good replay of an opportunity to score, but nobody has been able to get things rocking and rolling here as far as any offense. Well, you brag about it. That's how you win anything in any sport you play. Defense is the whole key. Years ago when I first started playing sports and covering sports, the most basic tenet of anything in sports is if you keep the other team from scoring, you can't lose. That doesn't mean you're going to win, but if you just play great defense, there's no way you can lose. But somebody's got to try to establish something offensively here. So we have gone to 100 minutes of soccer. We will hit our 101st minute here in about 60 seconds, just a very quick 2-minute break. And I do remind you, the wind has died down a little bit. It is a little warmer. They said today we'd have temperatures in the 60s. I'm not sure it got to that point, but at least it's a little more comfortable out here now for the fans that have braved what was sort of sloppy here at the end of the first half. But back on the field we go. We will flip-flop one more time. In the center of the screen, you see the yellow performers, the Mustangs of Midwestern State University. And they will go from right to left as we broadcast to you. And now Commerce still in their huddle around veteran coach Neil Piper. And when they break, they will go to the left side, and they'll be heading the other way. This field is an east-west field. East is to your right, west to the left. And so for Texas A&M Commerce, Callie Ballard, 5'11" performer, lopes on down into the goal mouth, and we'll be ready for soccer. So we've got 10 more minutes of regular soccer activity, and it is golden goal. We're in overtime. Number 2. If somebody scores, it's over. This is a golden goal situation. But if they do not, then we will go into a shootout. And anybody that plays soccer Remember, didn't we win? Well, of course we did. Remember our ladies when we won that? Was it the Olympics or the World Cup when we had that great victory? And all of that came down from the shootout situation. And a lot of people say, boy, I hate that an entire soccer game has to come down to one penalty kick type shootout situation. But hey, if you play 110 minutes of soccer and you can't get anybody to get the ball in the goal, you got to decide it some way. So Midwestern working defensively in front of their goal mouth, attempting to get that thing out of there. That's Anna Molen. Molen will get it out of bounds, or last touch by Commerce. So on the left sideline, Katie Catney will trigger it in. Catney watches it head out of bounds. And the left sideline throw in for Midwestern now belongs to Alexandria Edwards. Edwards does it again. And Commerce attempting to clear Samantha Houston. But back we go the other way for Allie Wade. And Wade not able to control either. So the goal kick for the Lions, Callie Ballard, the 5'11 performer out of Travis High School in Richmond, Texas. And we'll simply go coast to coast on that. One goalie to the other. And Essery will go the other way with it. This will alight at midfield. And that was a 4-car crash right there, right at midfield. And the foul was called on Commerce. So Midwestern, as we head for the final 7.5 minutes of our second overtime. Midwestern with the opportunity to dump it into their offensive end. And I have called her number all afternoon. That's Vicky back defensively for Commerce. She really has done a great job. If I had to point out, as I said, nobody's been able to really do anything statistically, but the ladies that I have paid most attention to, or talked about more than anybody else on either side, it'd be Vicky back for Commerce and Tatiana Griffiths for Midwestern. Those would be my stars of the game, but we've had nobody really take control here. So that means we are now in the 104th minute of this contest. 104 minutes of soccer and yet to score. Only one other time this year for these two teams have we had anything like this, and I annotated that for you a little while ago. Commerce working. This is Henderson, the great freshman. She crosses, but Essery makes the save. So as we said, the only time anything like this has happened this entire year, the only other one we talked about was in regular season play. You can do it on September 29th at West Texas. Commerce and WT played to a scoreless tie, and that goes down on the record. You can end the game in a tie. In this, obviously, we've got to find somebody to play on a Sunday afternoon. So we'll keep playing until somebody gets a goal. But if it doesn't happen in the next 5:54, we'll have a shootout. These are the Mustangs trying to work offensively for the Mustangs. That was Kensley Pounds. Mickey Brown on the right sideline. She wants to center. Brown, powerful. Right-footed kick, not able to get rid of it. That was a good defensive effort there by Anitra Wright. And so this would be now the sixth. This will be the sixth corner kick. And again, we get that wide shot on the lower left corner of your screen. You're seeing the Mustangs. They will gather all right there at the goal line and be ready and break toward the goal as they try to get it in front. The scoring opportunity is here, and it goes awry. Mickey Brown had the shot. Mustangs still working. Lions do a good job defensively. The ball remains in the goal mouth. We are in the 106th minute of competition as Haley Britton will try to drop it back in for the Mustangs, but it is a Commerce side out on the left sideline. With the soccer ball on the left upper part of your screen, that is Coach Piper there. Read an article today about Steve Spurrier and his famous hat. The football coach at South Carolina now, he wears one of those hats Neil Piper seems to have always patented. Well, knocked out of bounds, last touch by the Mustangs. So this is the 9th corner kick for Commerce. Many goals are scored on corner kicks. This is Henderson. We have an opportunity for maybe the golden goal. Henderson bringing it high up front. The header opportunity goes awry. It appeared as if Callie Annette had the shot. Mustangs, as we head to the final 2:59. Scoring opportunity here off the right foot for the Mustangs of Kensley Pounds. More people have popped up to say hi to us here as we get on the internet. Our Twitter page, by the way, is, that's not hashtag, is it? The A, yeah, the @A Lone Star Conference. That's how we have you come on and say hello to us. Well, the Mustangs again working. Pounds again. Shot hits the right side of the goal on the lower right side. Pounds will try to center again. For Midwestern, Katie Catney coming down the left side. And boy, the inevitability of a possible shootout here for a chance to go to the championship game. We're going to look at this one more time. We go down below the 2-minute mark. And the Mustangs, again, as we said, they now have more shots in the game, more shots on goal. They had only 2 in the first half, but they now, as we said, it appeared the field was tilting in their favor a little bit. Racing into the picture, you see Alexandria Edwards. The countdown toward 1 minute will come momentarily. Alexandria not able to make any leeway. The drop kick on the goal kick by Callie Ballard. We go all the way to the other end. Well, as I said, most players, they say, do you want a game to be decided by that shootout? Normally no, but it almost appears inevitable here unless something amazing happens in the final seconds. We are under a minute to play. The clock on our screen is about maybe 3 or 4 seconds faster than regulation, but we're in the final 25 seconds for sure right now. And here is another corner kick opportunity. No, actually, it's just a right sideline throw-in for the Lions, right in front of the goal mouth, and then goes out of bounds behind the crossbar, and that means there's no question with a kick here that we're going into the shootout. There's no way they'll be able to do anything here in the final 4 or 5 seconds. So that is it. We have played regulation 90 minutes, 2 10-minute overtimes, and we are headed for sudden death. Jade Bell on the field. We're also getting, is that right? Barry Chambo from Hatfield, England, watching as well. And we appreciate the fact that you got online and let us know that. So we will set up for the shootout. And it'll take a few minutes for us to get set for that. I'm not sure whether we'll take a break here or not. And what the coaches have to do now is submit the names of the 5 different players, and we'll identify them for you as we go. There will be 5 players that will be picked from each team to take a shot. And we'll alternate as we've done in the proverbial shootouts before, and hopefully break the tie that way. Boy, it all comes down to the goalies now. The coach makes the pick. You saw the huddle of the Mustangs right there, right in the center with the stocking cap, the tallest guy there with the white goatee. That's the veteran, Jeff Trimble. He is a good one, and he and I laughed before the ball game. He's got just a great personality, and he just sort of a very intense, great coach, but sort of laid back, How did this happen, Coach? I was trying to ask him some strategical questions, and he just goes, hey, there. Now he comes to the left side, and you can see him with his arms folded on his chest, handing the clipboard now on the back side. He'll pick those 5 players. We had that picture of the huddle a minute ago, and you saw a couple of the girls raising their hands. I started to say, is that the way Jeff does it? Just, hey, who wants to take a shot? Raise your hand. Who wants to have the whole game decided on your shoulders? Well, this sometimes is hard to keep track of, and I have found as I have broadcast soccer for years and years that if I do not keep my running play-by-play of this, sometimes you forget who starts and whether this goal is the one that's going to win it or whatever. So they have decided to go on the east side. This is the east goal. Both teams will shoot at the same goal. So you'll have Callie Essery and Callie Ballard as your superstars in this one. They are the ones to whom most of the attention will be, and it appears that Midwestern will have the opportunity first. And for Midwestern, the first shooter will be Morgan Hannon. Remember, I told you before the game, Jeff Trimble I said, who's your superstar? Said, Morgan Hannon's my glue. So it is Morgan Hannon against Callie Ballard. And the first time today that any ball has gone into the net, Midwestern gets the initial shot. Now, Essery will go in. And for the Lions, this is Jade Bell. Well, all of you over in England who are watching, and we've had 2 or 3 Twitters and Facebook pages, a lot of you in England are watching, and you see Bell right here. So the right footer out of Ramsey, England, will try to tie it. And Essery makes the save. Essery makes the save. So after your initial shootout, both teams have had one opportunity, and Midwestern leads it 1-0. Well, that is unusual. And all the pressure goes on the goalies, doesn't it? Here's Callie Ballard, and she'll be working against Midwestern's Ashley Cottrell, and she makes the save. My. So now there's the opportunity, and I'll tell you who feels better than anybody in the world right now is Jade Bell. Jade Bell was probably feeling badly that her missed opportunity could have been the decider. Well, that great save by Ballard sets up the opportunity where this could tie it up for Anitra Wright. This is Commerce's Wright. She got it. So after 2 segments where both teams have shot, we're tied up at 1. Yeah, it just comes down to sudden death. Then they've picked 5 performers. Now, for Midwestern, that's Katie Huff. And Katie Huff fires it off the right out step. She hit that off the right out step. And back in the goal mouth now for Midwestern is Callie Essery. And here is your conference freshman of the year and the leading scorer in the league this year, Savannah Henderson. Oh, and she's not able to get it in either. So Essery makes the stop on your, you get the picture right there of Essery, of Savannah Henderson. My, was that a big save. So for Commerce, back in the net goes Callie Ballard. And here is the young lady, Tatiana Griffiths, who had great scoring opportunities in regulation and gets it there with a good head fake. Midwestern now has a 3-1 advantage, and boy, that smile right there for Tatiana could light up the entire stadium. Let me think. If this one does not go in, that would end it, would it not? Yeah. If this one does not go in, this would end it. This is Brianna Mindy. That's it. That's it. That's it. Midwestern has won it in the shootout. Midwestern wins it in the shootout, final of 3-1. Well, that's why coaches and players alike really don't like this. It's almost anticlimactic, but that one just sailed over the top, and you see a very, very happy bunch of Mustangs, and the seeding did hold up. The number 2 seeded Mustangs win in a 3-1 opportunity as far as scoring in shootout goals, and they will advance to our 1 o'clock championship game on Sunday. Commerce will take the long bus ride home. It was a wild one. We played 110 minutes of regulation, got absolutely nothing as far as the scoring, but then we had to go to the shootout, and in the shootout, as you see, the Mustangs of Midwestern get the 3-1 victory. We'll take about a half-hour break now. Technically, I look at the scoreboard. I think they put about 20 minutes up on the board, so we'll pause for about 20 minutes. Midwestern has advanced. Our battle between Angelo State and West Texas will come up in about 20 minutes from San Angelo, Texas. Chris Needham will talk to you in just a little bit. Hi, everybody. Chris Needham back with you live in San Angelo, Texas on campus, Angelo State University. A 3-1 victory in a shootout for Midwestern over Texas A&M Commerce. Let's take it, Jeff Trimble, congratulations. Let's take it in steps first. Let's go through first half, second half, and then it really looked like they had more scoring opportunities in the first half through about the 50th to the 70th minute of the game. In the second half, I thought you guys really started taking control. But in the first half, what was great defense or what was happening?
For us, we, I think we started off slow, and I think they really got going, and right away, they're great at restarts, they're great at corners, they're great at the big long throws, and I think that, I hate to say it, but I think the first 15 minutes we were back on our heels. I really do. I think we were, like you just said, once we got going, once we were able to get into a rhythm and actually calm down a little bit, I think we did much, much better. But it's so tough playing Commerce. It really is. Every time you think you're doing something well, you make a simple mistake, like kick it out of bounds when you're not supposed to, you're over the inline for a corner, and you're right back on your heels again. They're one of the toughest teams in the league to play.
And that's just a testament to Neil and their great program, but you guys have done a great job as well. But then once you got that opportunity, how frustrating is it, and how does it bear on you when you have good opportunities? Tatiana had 2 or 3 great opportunities. When they don't go, does that snowball?
Yeah, it really does. I think it builds throughout. Everybody gets so up when they see that opportunity arise and they don't make it, and then the next time, and pretty soon you start believing it might not happen. I felt like that was one of the only disappointing aspects of this game for us was we didn't follow some of our opportunities. I think we just kind of gave up on them, and we're going to talk about that obviously, and obviously try to get that changed. But I really feel like we should have followed more shots and put more pressure in and around the 6, and I don't feel like we did that real well today.
And then when it gets to that opportunity where you're getting into the 80th and 85th minute of a match and it's scoreless, then you're going, hey, we just got to make sure they don't score. Nobody goes crazy, right?
Yeah, you don't, one thing you don't want to happen is I just don't want a late goal to occur and just break the girls, obviously, just as a coach, and you want us to it's a delicate balance between trying to, should we go for the win or should we be careful? Do we need to hurry up our goal kicks? Do we need to relax? Do we need to, and so I felt like it's just so tough to play Commerce because it's just, you give up a corner, you give up a throw like they did late in the game there, late in that overtime, and you could be back on your heels.
Just drives you crazy. But you do get the victory in the shootout. You'll take it, right? You'll take it.
I'll take it. I'm not giving it back.
No matter what. Thanks, big guy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll wrap it up. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. We'll take a break now, and then we'll have our championship battle in the second semifinal between Angelo State and West Texas. Thanks, Coach.